I want to get to one of the issues you've discussed during this Peace and Security Summit here in Paris, the situation in the Central African Republic. There are African troops on the ground, French troops arriving on the ground, reports of massacres. What do you think is the solution there?
Well, it's very sad. This is the whole problem when some of these groups, which are ideologically bankrupt, get support, I don't know from whom, to destabilize young democracies, which may have their own problems also. But it's better you let a government go on and then you vote it out, rather than using guns and guns wielded by people who don't know what they are doing.
Are you going to send more troops than initially scheduled?
Yes, we have agreed. The details will be worked out, but the figure will go. I think President Deby will give the interview and give the details.
So
we have agreed in principle.
Uganda as well?
Even Uganda can. We already have our troops there. They are already there in the east. But if we can send more, there's no problem. It doesn't matter who sends. The issue that they would be sent.
There is still a problem of Africans not being able to deal with African problem. This was one of the goals of that summit, to make sure that in the very near future, those crises should be tackled by Africa. Do you think any progress has been made, or it's again speeches?
No, we have formed the African Crisis Response Force, and only that this came a bit too quickly. And who were busy, distracted with the late Museveni's death. So, but otherwise, we have formed our group. We shall be handling. Many of these problems are handled by Africans. It is only a minority that is handled by the outsiders.
I want to get back to the International Criminal Court. I remember several years ago, Uganda referred the situation in the north of the country to the ICC. Do you regret that decision, given your criticism of the ICC?
No, at that time, Kony was not in Uganda. He was in another country where we had no access to him. So that's why we used a third court which could pressurize the other country where Kony was. But if, like in the case of Kenya, these are within the jurisdiction of Kenya, why should the ICC insist on trying them far away from their country? Secondly, some of the problems of Africa are not legal, they are ideological. But the ICC seems to be using legal, when in fact these issues are ideological. We think that is a shallow way of dealing with perceptual issues.
Is it a racist way of doing things? Some of your peers have...
I don't know whether it is racist, but it is certainly shallow, not serious.
Do you think African states should withdraw from the ICC?
We may have to do that. If we're in bad company, we may have to do that. But we are still studying it.
Right. Would you advise President Kenyatta not to attend his trial at the ICC?
He shouldn't attend. If it was me, I wouldn't go there, because he's the elected leader of Kenya. If they want to, many of our constitutions say, when somebody is in office, he doesn't go to our own courts, our internal courts. You wait until he has finished his mandate, then you can take him to the other court if you want, because the immunity doesn't continue forever.
Last question, Mr. President. You've been in power for 27 years. Are you considering running again for president? I think the next elections are slated for 2016.
That will be for my party to decide.
But you don't rule it out?
That will be for my party to decide. That's what I'm telling you.
Right. You don't think that after many years in power, it's a good sign for leaders to say, I'm exiting the stage and let younger generations take over?
It depends on the assignments, because if that was the approach, I have been active for the last 50 years. It's not only 27 years, 50. But for much of that 50, I was in the resistance. So if I had said I have resisted for 5 years, this is enough, let me go home, what would have happened?